I started it up, Jay. Mute your mic.
DD214 Gaming Podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Gaming is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Good morning, and remember, everybody, captions are auto-generated. How's that volume, Jay? Oh, wait.
Good morning.
Good.
How are you today?
Good morning, my friend. What's going on, man?
Dude, happy Sunday, brother.
Happy Sunday. 168 hours away from Easter. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much, man. Not much. Just kind of chilling. Just kind of doing my thing, dude.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just kind of hanging out, man. Freaking kind of just been doing the regular thing, grinding it out this week, dude. Working, freaking hanging out with the kids, hanging out with my old lady, dude. Like,
You work any
living,
games?
man.
You work any games this week?
I did. I worked a couple Royals games. I did. They were okay. They were okay. Got on the field. I was on the field again. So, if any of you have ever done any security before and always daydreamed about watching your favorite baseball team from like directly from the field, you know, like you see on TV sometimes, well, that's me. I got your dream job. So yeah, I guess I'm doing okay.
Like you always say, there was always another side after you get the DD214, my friend, isn't there?
I think a lot of it comes down to just, you know, a lot of times it's when you have to make choices in life, right? And I don't want to get too deep and philosophical about this shit, but being that I just kind of fairly recently in life exited the Army, I think there is a lot of stuff that just doesn't get talked about, or it does get talked about, but a lot of it is lip service to what actually kind of goes on with a person when they exit military service, especially here in the United States.
Yeah.
It is a big transition, but
Good morning, Joe Squillini.
Hey, Joe, freaking good to have you, man. Good to have you, bud. And I want people to know, and Jason Gass is too. Good to see you, boss. Good to see you.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning.
I just wanted people to know that we still have a choice to make, and we have to choose to live. And it doesn't matter if you get to sit on the field watching a sporting event and get paid for it, in a job like mine, or if you're just doing like a regular kind of 9 to 5, going to the office and grind and, whatever, like, we're making choices here, and we're choosing to move forward in life, and choosing and seeking out the paths that are going to take us down the road of solitude and comfort and healing in our respective worlds, right? So that's
absolutely.
It's kind of what I'm trying to do, man. Like I'm here in Kansas City. I'm surrounded by beautiful people. I'm surrounded by a very loving and very supportive family. So I'm trying to make good choices in not only my life, but for the lives of the people around me, so that we can all just bask in the warmth of that big orange ball in the sky, you know, as spring has arrived and summer is right around the corner. So we want to have a good 2022, right?
You know, I keep forgetting too that spring is like. Wait, did we pass spring already?
Yeah, spring is here, buddy. Spring happened in March.
No, hey Jay, try speaking a little bit into your mic a little bit.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. See,
what's wrong? Is it cutting out? Like,
oh yeah,
what's the deal?
on the broadcast, it's a little low. It's a little low. Let me see.
Really?
Is it the music?
It might be the music might be.
Oh, he's just a little low. Actually, let me see if I can fix him. Fix him like he's broken. Jay's broken, guys.
I mean, if we're being real here, I've been broken for a lot longer than this podcast has been going on. So, you know, but that's okay. You know, I know. What's her name? What's that Evanescence singer? What is it? Amy Lee? Is that her?
Okay, yeah.
She had that song with that guy.
Oh my God.
You know what? Pantera had a song called "Broken" too, and it was a lot fucking better, and it made my dick a lot harder, and it gave me the will to like fucking punch my way through the.
You have given me like nightmares right now because first off, that song ruined the fact that I even liked the band Seether anymore, because for some odd reason Seether decided, like, hey, I'm going to be part of this song. I think they got married after that too, if I remember correctly.
I never in my whole life understood the idea behind a rock band. And right now we are talking specifically about rock and roll. We're not going into hip hop. I'm not going into gangster rap.
Are you canceling happy hour again?
Jenny McCarthy?
You've been checking off to-dos more than checking in with friends.
I know.
What the fuck is this?
Help.
Thanks, Jenny McCarthy.
What is?
Are we friends now?
Jenny McCarthy?
What is this?
Jenny?
Your fucking stupid commercials playing on my fucking podcast.
Yeah, I don't understand.
More annoying than you were in the fucking 90s.
You know what it is? Because I have these fucking these things up for our news stories, and now everything is just popping up all of a sudden. What in God's green earth is happening here? Anyways, it's wow.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, so I mean, so you did some games this week. Actually, talking about baseball, Yankees fans were called classless this week.
Oh, what they do on this day that ended in Y?
They threw trash at a player from the Cleveland Guardians, but I think his name is like Miles Straw or some shit like that. Fucking pussy ass name anyway. And he's coming in.
It's the Cleveland player's fault.
Yeah,
like he got trash thrown at him.
Yeah, it's Cleveland's fault. Yeah, you know, because how dare they? You know, what are they guarding? You know, because there's no mound for them to guard because they fucking suck anyway. So yeah, the guy got trash thrown at him. This is New York. Okay, you're gonna get the same behavior from the Mets too. What the fuck you think is gonna happen?
John, do you know what we call it in life when somebody does something to somebody else and then blames the person they did it on? We call that gaslighting and abusive behavior.
Wait, am I doing it?
You're defending it.
Yeah. We're East Coasters.
Yeah, fuck the Cleveland Guardians, right?
Fuck them. Well, and also to add in, this guy's a fucking hothead too, because he's always throwing the fingers at fans and all shit like that. So the guy's a hothead, but you know. But to call us classless?
Far be it from me to say, like, you know, if somebody's fucking asking for it, you know, you're not gonna hear me say like, you know, don't do something.
I also say he's injured too. So.
Wait, how is he getting trash thrown at him if he's injured? Like, he wasn't even on the field?
I think they were throwing trash at him when he was leaving the field.
Interesting.
I
need to read up a little bit on this.
I haven't seen the clip or anything like that. I don't have it. It's just like, this is something I found a couple minutes ago. I was like, classless. Oh, okay. Well, fuck you.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You know, but yeah, I mean, you know, I haven't been. It's been a very busy week. I haven't kept up with baseball, but you know, let's fucking find out real quick what the standings are. Did you go to a winning game? Did you work a winning game this week?
Yeah, this week I worked 2 games this week, and one of them was actually the first game I saw the Royals win this year. If that gives you any indication, like
how many times you've seen them?
I've seen them 5 times already this year, and their current record when I've seen them is 1-4. Like, they've won one goddamn game for all the games that I've seen so far this season. So yeah,
the New York Yankees are looking good. They've gone up. Well, we're 9-6 right now. The Mets are at number 2, and the Dodgers are at number 1. And hey, there's
what's up? Are the Royals at 500? Oh no, they're below 500 again, aren't they? They just dropped like 2 in a row to like the
the
Mariners,
Royals are down. The Royals are down to 385.
Oh God! So what are they like? Freaking 5-7, 5-8,
5-8, 5-8.
5-8. Yeah,
You
there
know,
you go.
but hey, the fan base is still loyal. People love baseball.
Oh,
There
fuck
was
yeah.
actually at a Tampa Rays game, there was only 3,000 people in attendance.
Oh man, at a Major League Baseball stadium.
Yep.
That's fucking Bush League shit, man.
That hurts.
That's some fucking dude. That's this is one of those things where like I'll try not to rabbit trail too hard on it, but
Yeah.
this really makes the argument of A, like there is such a thing as too many teams in the league, and B, there's certain cities that don't support their teams and don't
Absolutely.
necessarily need to be in the league, because if you can't even get 10,000 people from a major city to go to a fucking baseball game, like you probably don't deserve to have a fucking team. You know what I mean? Like,
I could not
dead
agree
ass.
more. I could not
Dead
agree
ass.
more.
There is such a thing as too many teams in the league, and if you can't even get 10,000 people in your league, you probably should be in the minors.
Yeah, now they have a relation. Tampa Bay has some kind of relation with the Montreal Expos. I think like they are the Montreal Expos, or it's like the same management or something like that. But they've been talking about bringing games over to Montreal, like it's gonna do something for them. I could understand if the Seattle Mariners wanted to do games in Montreal because they're right fucking there.
I think the actual team that came from Montreal is now the Nationals. If my baseball knowledge is correct.
Oh, I think you're actually right.
But
Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay has. Florida is like a major destination spot for the Eastern Seaboard, but it also includes
And retirees as well, or going to retire.
It is also a major destination spot for people who live in Canada. So there is probably a sizable Canadian contingent down in Florida, and that might be possibly. I'm kind of talking out my ass right now. That might possibly be why there's some kind of a connection there. But again, if you're not pulling 10,000 people to like even with a losing team, a shitty losing team, you can't get 10,000 people out of your city of millions to go to a fucking major league game, dude. Like you're doing something horrifically fucking wrong.
Yep.
Like,
No, it's bad.
Wrong.
It's bad. It's so bad. And I mean like that's literal minor league. That's literal fucking minor league shit.
That is less than they pull that kind of attendance in like fucking single and double A games.
Yeah.
Like that's less than minor league. I remember going to baseball games or AAA games in Tucson when I was a kid, and as memory serves me, regularly, the stands would have somewhere between 4,000 and 7,000 people out of a max capacity stadium of, I think it was somewhere a little above 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So you're talking about even a little bit over half full had more people regularly at a AAA game when I was a kid than the Tampa Bay fucking pulled at their baseball stadium. Like that is.
Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Unless you're the owner of the Tampa Bay fucking team right now, because I'd be crying at the fucking my wasted investment. You know what I mean?
But I will say it is so nice to see that the
ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
We're 9-6 right now. We're looking good. I'm calling wild card spot, and that's it for us. But yep, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear it first. You got anything for you this week?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like week in review, what I was gonna do this week, this all didn't happen this week, but kind of like we've kind of been slowly kind of like my weeks in review have been kind of trending towards my little 40-year-old Roadhouse fantasy that I'm kind of living out right now. So I wanted to kind of give a quick review on a few of the shows that I've seen, because these are shows that for sure 100% I never would have probably gone to or seen.
Kansas City, Jay's Roadhouse.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And freaking dude, like that's like look at that shit. Look at that shit since 1901. If you see, if you could change if you could change that 1901 to 1981, it'd be perfect. Like that, like that's perfect. That is like beautiful, John. That's fucking beautiful. I love you so much, dude. That is so awesome, dude. Like you are amazing, dude. You're fucking amazing, John. I love you so much.
I'm glad that the first thing that you caught was the fucking.
Well, I mean, we do have a running joke on this show that I may or may not in fact be the devil. You know what I mean? So it would play into that joke, but that'd be a very meta joke for us to play right now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, but a lot of these shows that I'm seeing, not so much the sporting events, obviously, but there's shows that the concert venues and some of the theaters that I've worked at, where there's no fucking way in hell I ever would have heard of it, seen it, given a fuck, spent my own money to go watch it just to check it out. Never would have done that if I hadn't had this job. So, I have seen a female comedian. I saw a lady podcaster, a night or two after that. And then a couple nights ago, I think Friday night, I saw a concert by a band called LP. Okay. And all three of these shows, I'm kind of going to I'll keep the reviews trending towards the positive. So we're not going to go as far into whether or not I really, really, truly just in my heart of hearts, like really enjoyed it as a performance. It's going to be more, I kind of pick out the stuff that I like, and I was kind of pleasantly surprised by it. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, it makes the perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I wanted to pick apart these shows or the concerts or the musical acts, the way I pick apart movies on here or video games and kind of talk shit and just kind of like shit on everything like I normally do, it really just wouldn't be fair to these people, honestly, because the one thing I can say is no matter what I say about anything I review on here, I'm not the one that packed the house, in a theater, right? I'm not the one. Yeah. I'm not the one on a national tour in a tour bus going from city to city trying to bring joy to the masses, right? So I'm not gonna give these reviews and just do nothing but shit on them. Okay, that's not kind of what I'm going for here. In the positive and trending very positively for all three of these acts. I want to make it very clear. I heavily judge performers and artists when I do security events by their crowds. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, John, a few weeks ago I saw one of the guys that was in the Grateful Dead,
yes.
Right? Fucking love the music, right? Love the music. That crowd was the dirtiest, smelliest fucking crowd I've ever been a part of. Like completely fucking dirty hippies, dude. Oh my fucking dirty hippies. Like just no. The answer is fucking no. And they left behind so much goddamn trash. Like just gross, dude. Like fuck. Like, did you just come somewhere that night just to fucking leave all your fucking bullshit and just walk the fuck out? I mean, I hope they had a good time, because I'm sure the people fucking doing trash duty after fucking Grateful Dead's fucking fan base came through, fucking like, I don't even want to know what the fuck they found. Okay, like probably something that smelled like incense and failure, and a lot of it. Okay, but whatever. So the lady comedian, the first one I saw, this woman impressed me. She's like 3 or 4 months postpartum, so she just had a kid. She put on a pretty good show. Her comedy was somewhat lighthearted, so it wasn't like this hardcore. This was not like the lady version of Andrew Dice Clay by any stretch. One thing I liked about her was she absolutely played to her audience. She knew exactly who her audience is, and she played directly to them. And that was very. I feel like in these live performances,
a good comedian.
It's a very smart, very safe move. We have done similar things on this podcast.
Yes, we have.
Just to kind of keep the vibe going, and that way you and me kind of keep our thing going, and don't kind of alienate.
And we still learn new things every time.
Absolutely, 100% we are.
But then we've always had the.
It was at this moment that he knew. It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh yeah.
We've had those moments too, and it's just like, because there have been times where I've had to, where you were probably thinking like,
Daddy, chill.
And there's sometimes where I was thinking maybe you should,
Daddy, chill.
it.
right.
You know,
I hear that shit. I hear that shit all the time, every day, anyways, right?
but the thing
I need to
is,
fucking chill, right?
we are men of a certain uniform, you know. You know?
We are. We hold fire very, very close to our hearts, and that fire burns very brightly. And that's what we do, man. We burn brightly here at DD214 Gaming. So yeah.
We shine bright.
But
we shine bright like diamonds too.
We do shine bright. Like nobody can steal our shine, man. That's like getting out of the army. Like, out of all the things I could have done, I kind of chose a little direction where I could just kind of like relax a little bit whilst also enjoying myself when I'm working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, which in a lot of ways is kind of comparable to your time in service, depending on what your MOS is. And I wanted to be able to have a job where I didn't have some asshole boss breathing down my neck all the time, telling me everything I did fucking wrong. Because I mean, I don't think I could do that right now. You know what I mean? Maybe in a couple years, let me get into an actual, you know, what would you call like a job? You know, like we'll talk about that when I get like a job. If I'm making freaking, you know, barely above minimum wage, and some asshole is just taking his job way too fucking seriously, and he's in a fucking position, like in a supervisory position over me, and he starts taking it too seriously, I'm probably just not going to have that job very much longer. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen. But the security gig, man, is really working out for me. It really, really is.
I like that.
And I do too. Both the lady comedian, she did a really good job. She played to her crowd. The lady podcaster, oh my goodness, like very pleasantly surprised. Again, probably not necessarily my kind of comedy. Probably not the kind of person whose podcast I would probably listen to.
Yeah.
But she went on stage and she held that fucking audience captive for a fucking hour. That is where I'm going to say all props. Well played, well done, good fucking job. Like, I might not have sat there, you know, in my little security pose, you know, off in the wings, you know, like playing big tough guy right off to the side.
Yeah.
Like, I might not have necessarily enjoyed it the whole way through. But the fact that these two ladies packed the house, they packed the house at a theater here in downtown Kansas City. They held their audiences. They were both on stage for at least an hour, if not over an hour. Okay, and they both did a really, really good job. And so for that, I give the ladies much credit, dude, because they filled the stands to the point which on Friday, when I saw an actual fucking concert by an actual fucking band, the lady comedian and the lady podcaster / comedian both had bigger audiences in the crowd than the fucking band did on Friday. Holy shit.
And you see podcasting touches people. That's why, you know, we're here. We're not here for the
here comes the money.
I'm not, you know, it's about the crowds, it's about the interaction, and that's what makes it so fun.
It really is. It really is. I saw another podcast where it was three brothers sitting at a table drinking and basically doing what you and me are doing right now. And they got paid to sit on a stage and do it, John. And they basically filled that theater I worked at doing it.
There you go.
Like I can't really talk too much shit, right? As far as the band was really good. I was actually kind of like fairly impressed with them. When I want to say, like, I want to go back to something. When I said I judge performers by their crowds, all of these crowds have been amazingly polite. For the two lady comedians and the podcaster and the podcasters and the freaking band last night, the LGBT community has been out in like full force for all of these events that I've seen. So I want to say, like, absolutely some of the most amazing crowds I've worked so far. Having worked baseball crowds, football crowds, big concert crowds, small concert crowds now. Like the communities that are coming out to these smaller venues, really, really polite, really amazing people. I've had people thank me at like when they're walking out just because I was fucking standing there. Like that's really cool. That's really cool. And I definitely judge performers by their crowds. All of these performers that I've seen lately, I'm on a good run. Like, crowds have been polite. LGBT community has been well represented. Kansas City is fucking beautiful, man. Like, I'm in love with my city, dude. So, like, good job to all. And yeah, so that was Jay's Roadhouse for the week,
Jay's
right?
Roadhouse.
So, yeah.
Hey, good morning,
Big Chris
Bear.
Bear,
How you do?
welcome.
How you doing today, Bear?
Good to see you, big guy.
It's actually funny that he comes in at this time because so is it are you still doing what do you got left?
Well,
what do you got left?
The only other thing I had for the weekend review was going to be season 2 of Westworld.
Oh, how was that?
Okay, so we're still watching it. There's definitely been. Do you remember we've talked about Dark on here, right? The series Dark.
Oh my God, yes, fantastic show.
Dark ended up becoming like my favorite TV show of all time.
I second that.
I see Westworld going in like trending. Maybe not going. I see Westworld trending as far as like tying storylines together, not really having a clue in like episode 2 or 3 of season 2. Like really, like, okay, what the fuck is actually going on?
Yeah,
where are they going? But the same exact thing kind of happened in Dark. You know what I mean? So we are still watching it. We're still gonna push forward to season 3. I would still recommend it. Obviously, it's season 2. So season 2 was probably, off the top of my head, season 2 was probably a little bit of a downward trend from season 1 because the story's kind of been established. You kind of know what you're dealing with, and now we're fleshing out some of the storylines.
Yeah, like we're comfortable now. Now we're allowed to spread out and see like what's in the background now. That's cool.
And my fear for this show, because it happens with a lot of them, especially in like the second, maybe third seasons with the downward trend. Almost all TV series have a downward trend after the first season. Like it's not a rule. It doesn't happen to all TV shows, but it's very common in TV, right?
Yeah.
My fear is that they're going to lose sight of kind of where they were going. If they haven't already, I'm not sure. And that's one of those
technical difficulties, everybody. Thank you, Mo.
That is exactly that is the danger of doing live shows, right? But you know what? We do, as they say in showbiz, the show must go on. So we just freaking we smile and we fucking roll with it.
So you were talking about Westworld. How you were, you were afraid that with the trend that once we're, starting to open up the borders now with these stories and characters.
Yeah, where TV shows usually lose me. Usually around, if it isn't obviously if it isn't almost right away in the first season, they will lose me very quickly in like the second, third seasons. A lot of times where I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Like, don't care. You lost me freaking 3 episodes ago, and I've been kind of waiting, and you keep going off the rails over here. It's kind of like when I freaking watched, Batman, and I have that I hold fast to my opinion that it really was not a good Batman movie. And even though the rest of the world disagrees with me, I mean, that movie, as soon as that movie lost me, I tried to like give it a chance to kind of bring it back and reel it in, and it didn't do it. And it just kept. No, fuck no. I'm not definitely again.
You did not.
I have not, and I probably will not, unless I was watching it with you as like a watch party, just so I could sit there and get recorded, like talking complete shit the whole time. I might waste 3 hours of my life on that movie again. If all I was doing during that movie was absolutely roasting the fuck out of it, I might waste my time on it again. Yeah. Okay. And I feel the same way about a lot of TV shows. And that's why for the longest time, even in the Army, I was not a big TV show watcher, a movie watcher. I kind of just lost that thing a long time ago where it's very hard for the entertainment industry to kind of keep my attention because a lot of it just is stupid to me. I just don't like it. I'm getting old. I'm getting grouchy. I don't give a fuck about your stupid fucking comic book characters that you fucking raped and pillaged from my comic book characters when I was growing up. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, I would rather spend my days doing other stuff, and not having my time wasted. When it's worth it, though, it's fucking worth it. And so far, Westworld has definitely been worth it. So far. It is holding our attention. Storylines are progressing. I've taken a little bit of exception to a couple of the storylines and kind of where they're going with some of it, and that's where this fear is coming from. Is like I'm seeing kind of like the direction certain storylines are starting to develop in that show, and I'm kind of like I really hope they don't take this too far down the line because it's gonna be encroaching on me not giving a fuck very soon.
That's
you know
how
what I mean?
I felt about that show, Heroes.
Okay, I've heard of that. I never saw it, but is that
so it's an old show, came out 2008, 2009. Heroes.
I remember that. I remember when it was out.
Yeah, so it's an old show, NBC. It was fantastic. The first like 3 seasons were great. Well, the first half of season 3 was great. Season 2 was cut short. I'm static right now.
Oh shit.
Season 2 was oh, Bear says he liked that show. Yeah, it was a great show. And season 2 got cut in half because of the writer's strike. And you know, a couple storylines happened. Season 3 happened, and it was called Villains. And you know, it showed the dirty side of some of our favorite characters. And then after that, it fucking plummeted after that. I don't even think the 4th season was a full season. I think they canceled it. And then you know, and that's what happened. There's a trend with these shows. You know, it's you know that's why I love these MCU shows. It's one and done.
Well, and to that extent, I applaud you for that. Like I think I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was okay, but honestly, I would not have finished that season if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
I made it through like an episode or two of like I don't even think I made it through 2 episodes of Loki.
I think what made the show for me was the military and veteran elements, the real elements of the struggles that military members do have. I think that was what the main thing was for me, you know?
Sure. And it helped. It certainly helped. I mean, but I was not interested in the Scarlet Witch, not interested in fucking Moon Knight. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Moon Knight. Actually, but like
it's funny that you say that.
Oh yeah? Do you have a Moon Knight review for us?
Oh god, I love Moon Knight.
Okay. Tell us about it so we can hear some positive freaking encouragement and freaking TV news.
Every episode, my wife are sitting here biting her damn nails trying to figure out what the fuck is going to happen next. Who's going to die next? Who is it going to be Mark? Is it going to be Steven? Is it going to be Khonshu? You know, the first off, let me talk about Oscar Isaac playing Moon Knight. He's going to play Solid Snake, and let me tell you, I'm in. Okay. Not only now he is, I believe he's of Ecuadorian or Argentinian descent. He is South American, but what the fuck? I've never seen somebody who normally does an American dialect speak in a British accent so fucking good, like so fucking good. It's you know, and we're not talking about like a regular like oh yeah the Italian crumpets. I'm talking like he's got like the World War II style accent of a British person, and it's pretty fucking cool. So they deal with a lot of mental health with DID. It's very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. The casting is fantastic. Ethan Hawke. I mean, Ethan Hawke himself, you know, you see him as this like cult leader, but Ethan Hawke, I mean, I think a lot of people have been waiting a long time to see this actor come into the MCU, and he loves what he's doing. You can see it in the way that he portrays the character of Mr. Harrow, and you know the mental health awareness of this show is damning, and it's a different type of energy than any of the MCU shows too. It's very dark. We're talking Egyptian gods. We're talking, DID. We're talking a man who is trying to figure out who the fuck he is, and he doesn't. You know, but with the fact that one man is like 2 or 3 different people, it serves the purpose that one person has more knowledge than the other one, and they use each other, like they take advantage of each other's knowledge and switch bodies through a mirror. Fantastic concept, fantastic show, fantastic comic, fantastic character. This is actually like a 10 out of 10. It's really fucking good. It's really fucking good.
I might check it out just for you.
It's
but
very violent.
I mean, we all know
You like violence.
I love sex and violence. I fit the fucking demographic. You know, like if you want to fucking pull me in, you know, like the TV show Spartacus, fucking loved it, dude. It was basically like softcore porn with fucking like fighting and blood and guts. You know, like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that shit. I might check out Moon Knight just for you, John, but I already have a sinking feeling in my stomach that I'm gonna come away just a jaded and cynical asshole about
it. And that's okay.
I just don't want to ruin other people's fun. I'm not here when I give these bad, jaded, negative interviews about stuff that I fucking see and hate. It's really not. I want everybody to know it's not to ruin other people's fun. They really bring me that kind of a lack of joy in my life, and I feel like I've had my time and money and intelligence, insulted.
Makes you so special.
Wasted.
You're a special type of human being.
I'm definitely special.
Being jaded is not a bad thing. It just,
it's not necessarily a bad thing until you realize you don't remember even what you like anymore. Because nothing is fun. South Park did a whole fucking 2-part episode on this when Stan turned 10. Do you remember that shit? And it was like when he just got so like everything was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And it's
hot
like
take. I didn't watch South Park. That is a hot take.
There are things out there that I do enjoy. There are TV shows I enjoy watching. There are movies that I enjoy watching. There's music that I love listening to. It's not all dark and gloomy in the world and land of Jay. Okay, I promise you. But when I don't like something, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it wasn't a piece of fucking shit. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the difference of like, you are way more of a mega comic video game.
Oh yeah.
Everything fan than me, up to a certain extent with most of the things we discuss on this show. I'm not here to be your foil. You know what I mean? If I like it, I will tell you I fucking loved it and it was awesome. I'm not here just to be the counterbalance to you kind of being a fanboy and nerding out at all. Ben Davies, welcome from across the pond.
Good
homie.
Evening, Ben.
I hope
Good
you've
evening,
been well,
Ben.
dude. I hope Scotland, the brave, is doing well today.
No, he's not
Scotland,
Scottish. He's not
brave.
Scottish. He's from England.
God damn it. God fucking damn it.
No, actually,
John,
it's actually funny because I was actually talking about Ben Davies yesterday with a friend of ours named Stephen Lynch. And it's actually funny that he's coming up here. Hi, Ben. You were talked about yesterday. You are missed. I hope your family's doing good.
Absolutely. And I apologize. I apologize to my English brethren from across the pond that you're not Scottish. My apologies. My apologies.
Listen, the one thing, don't ever call a Scottish man Irish because they will fucking
lose
their shit, yo.
Don't call a Scot anything except a fucking Scot.
A Scot, okay? Yeah.
Don't. Just don't. That's all I can say is just don't. Like that's not I've never stepped foot onto the British Isles other than the airport in fucking Ireland on my way to and from fucking Afghanistan, okay? So I'm not even going to say that I've been around a lot of Scottish people in my life other than like the random encounters that have happened in the last 41 years.
Yeah.
What I know one thing though, do not ever call a Scot anything but a Scot.
Yeah.
That's your ass.
I will say so. I played my early gaming years. I was actually shout out to Campbell Graham, Anna Lou, his wife, Andy Haney, oh my God, James Cotter, who was actually one of the oldest, who was the first one I met out of the Scottish guys. I've played with them for I actually still play with some of them to this day, every now and then. And these guys I was actually on the team. It was my wife and I, Campbell's wife and himself, and we were Team Sanchez. And I have to bring him on the show. We were on the top of the UK list for Call of Duty Ghosts for a mere 4 to 6 months. Just the four of us. And
that's badass.
Yeah, we were killing it. And Call of Duty Ghost, my favorite Call of Duty game. And I miss, oh God, those times were great because when you talk about having a group of friends that you trust more than the people who are around you, it really
Sure.
means something. You know, this man sent me care packages from Scotland. I tasted this thing called Iron Brew, which is
Okay.
like a soda type thing, and you know, it was great. You know, so their culture over there is amazing. Their gaming culture is fucking vicious, and they're just great people, man. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm like, it's a
Yeah.
good episode.
Oh, sure, sure. And I firmly believe, and I want to also, when I say that I probably already know that I'm not going to like something, it's probably true. I don't say that
Yeah.
because I don't say things like that because I want to hate a show. I say that because the trend over my adult life, since I stopped being a teenager, the trend has been most of Hollywood's entertainment that they try to force feed me has fucking sucked. At least in my mind. At least in my mind. So, well, Ben, we gotta. Okay, so we just wanted to make sure that we gave the Scots love because they got a lot of stuff going on up there right now. I know they're talking about another independence referendum. The Tories are fucking around over there. You know, like I believe it or not, Ben, I'm a little bit more plussed up on UK politics than you probably think I am. But I'm also
actually impressed, Jay. Holy shit.
Oh, I know. Whatever. I'm not. I'm not.
I got to say,
I
Boris
read.
Johnson has some of the best YouTube clips of all time.
I still read the news, and a lot of the news I read is from around the world. It's not just news from the United States. So that's why I'm plussed up on a lot of stuff in the British Isles. So that's where that comes from. But Ben, don't worry, brother. I got lots of love for the English too. Okay, my Welsh brothers and sisters. Okay, our freaking Irish brethren. All right, we got love for the whole motherfucking British Isles, dude. You guys are our progenitors as a country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got nothing but love for our brothers and sisters across the pond.
It's
Okay,
actually funny you said that because one of the first times I met him, he said, "Remember where your language came from."
That's right. It's. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it's that, you know, we wouldn't be where we're at. You know, I'm not going to get into all the freaking historical stuff, the good and the bad and the ugly. It's just we wouldn't be here without the fucking United Kingdom. Okay, that's just, let's not fucking call it something it's not. Okay,
Yeah.
like that's how our country started. Like, it is what it is. Like, and we got love. We got love for y'all. By the way, amazingly professional people. I've worked with the English. I've worked with Aussies. Another country that was founded from people in the UK. Right. I got much love downrange in Afghanistan for my English and my Australian warriors. All right. My fighters from the UK, dude. Like, y'all are some fucking badasses, and you're professional as fuck. And I always had a good time talking and hanging and bullshitting in the smoke pit with y'all, man. Like, seriously, it was always an honor and a privilege to meet some fellow NATO allies and fucking lay some fucking hate down range with them. So yeah, that was fucking badass. Now that we've successfully stroked Ben Davies off for the evening, where were we at?
All right, so I mean, last thing we were just talking about shows and stuff like that. I think we were just cornering her into my week in review, which is actually, oh yeah, Ben Davies says I've worked with the U.S. Army, and yeah, not bad,
Not bad, huh?
not
bad.
Not bad. I'll take that. I'll take not bad.
Yeah, I'll take some exception to it, but that's okay. Still love you, Ben. Still love you, Ben.
Oh man. So my week, I
Not
just
bad.
told you. So I just told you about Moon Knight. Moon Knight, fantastic show. We're also over here watching Big Brother Australia. Oh man, you know, if you want to hear a more detailed version of this, there is now my solo show, a flag for removal episode with me and my wife talking about what our favorite Big Brother is.
Okay.
We talk about Canada, America, and Australia. I'll just say right now, I won't get into too much detail because you got to listen to the episodes to know what we're talking about. Australia is the best one. You know, there's just something. It's a different concept. It's just very exciting. That we've been watching that, and it's just getting fucking crazy. It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
Other than that, have we watched anything else?
I got a question for you.
Have we watched anything else?
Can
Other
you,
than Moon
John?
Knight?
Can you?
Yeah.
If you were standing, if you had a group of like, let's say like 20 people, and let's say like 9 of them spoke in an English accent, 9 of them spoke in like maybe a more like London accent, like a more London heavy, you know what I mean? Certain parts of London.
Yeah.
And then 9 of them were like Australian. And let's say like 2 of them were just kind of like somewhere random from like, but they spoke in like maybe like South African, maybe
Okay.
a South African like English accent. You know what I mean? Would you be able to tell who was from where just based off of their English accent?
I could identify a Welsh accent.
Okay.
I could identify like a northern English accent,
Okay.
but that's about Australian. Australian gets a little tricky sometimes because
I always get the Aussies mixed up with depending on what day of the week and how they're talking. I get them mixed up with Irish and Scottish accents.
yeah, the Australian accent's very interesting because I've heard people talk straight like they're coming right out of the Abbey. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're like Australian, and then you have like the full hardcore Australian accent. So the Australian ones are like hit or miss,
Right.
But
I've had a hugely hard time picking apart the Australian accent because somebody's from Ireland. It's like I pick up on that shit like fucking 10 seconds. I'm like, oh, dude, Ireland, what's up, dude? Same thing like certain London-esque accents. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude's from fucking England. What's up, homie?
Yep.
And then like an Aussie comes up and I'm like, are you Scottish? Are you? And they're like, nah, mate, Aussie. Now get out of here before I fucking knife you.
Do you serve?
And I'm like,
do you
all right,
serve
dude.
the Queen?
Yeah. Like, I basically offend them to the point where I'm gonna take a knife in the guts from a random Aussie. And by the way, this is not just the men. By the way, like the women over there will fucking beat my ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is Australia is its own. Australia is like, if you can imagine the state of Arizona, and if it was like a whole fucking country, right? That's fucking Australia. And I'm telling you right now, coming from a guy that grew up in Arizona, it scares me a little bit. It just fucking scares me. Like they're a different breed. They are a different breed of people.
And they have so many different cultures over there too.
Oh fuck yeah! And but the overall like Australian, the whole kit and caboodle in the bag, like they don't fuck around, dude. Like I got like they will call you a cunt to your face, dude. Like, and they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
no, this is true. And right after they make you do that shoey.
Yeah, you have to do a shoey.
You have to do a shoey.
Shoeys are mandatory.
If it's not like a worn out shoe and stuff like that, then it's not a shoey. It's just not. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I might have a shoe in here I can do a shoey in.
Oh shit.
We've never done a shoey. I've never done a shoey.
You've never done you should do one with one of your combat boots.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh shit.
We need to freaking remember this for next week. I'll find something.
Oh,
I don't want to grab. I don't want to.
to.
I don't want to grab the first thing I find right now because reasons. Okay. But I will definitely. I'll find something that's applicable for use like next week. Okay. Like and do a shoey. All right.
Oh man! So another thing that happened for me this week, I'm very big into like the Diamond Rocky RP. Shout out Diamond Rock.
Yeah.
I think Bear is still in here. He actually just sent me a message too when we had a technical difficulty. He was like, he sent me the eyeballs, and my last update with you is that I was a mechanic. I have moved on from being a mechanic, and now I am Weazel News.
No way.
Yeah. So do you want to see something pretty cool?
Yeah, I would love to. Sure.
So I'm actually gonna put this up. Actually, I will have it here so you can see it too. It's which screen or window? There we go. So yeah, so I am now the head of Weazel News. I couldn't be more excited, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And it's actually pretty cool. Let me just adjust this screen. Yeah, guys, you're seeing behind the scenes stuff because I don't want this to freeze up again. So we're doing things smarter and not harder, my friends.
There you go. I say word to the motherfucking streets.
So if you want, have a good laugh. It's okay. That's what this is for. This is for
Fuck yeah.
content entertainment purposes only. I'm not going to show the whole thing because it's like 8 minutes long. But it's a nice little treat. And this is also like a thing for you guys that if you're on PC, come on over. This is my Weazel News broadcast.
This is you in a role playing game giving the news. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that what I'm?
Okay. And I'm
okay.
using a green screen too, which is actually
no way.
And this is actually you'll notice it too. Like this is a Weazel News special. Oh wait, that's a little low actually.
I could hear it a little bit.
Oh, here we go. This is a Weazel News special. Hello, how are you guys in the city of Diamond Rock today? Hey, this is the voice of the city, Jonathan Clean Sanchez, and I'm here to talk to you about a few things today. Let's start off with this. A stream of blood found on the floor of the police department in the middle of the city. This is what one of the EMS had to say about it.
About the blood inside PD.
Oh,
we got a report that
a story undisclosed. We got
Really what actually happened is there was a possible prisoner escape.
Oh, really?
It was not a prisoner escape. It was not a prisoner escape.
Okay, wait, sir. One of the
Did you find him?
Yeah, some dumb shit happened.
Alright, so he's still in prison then. Tell the Weazel News guy this.
No, he's still in prison.
Alright, so there you go. So the situation has been resolved.
Okay, so are we talking about Mr. Connor here?
We're not going to disclose any prisoner information at this time. However, I will say
Let's
that
just say a certain prisoner was found unconscious in the back of a laundry truck. He doesn't recall how he got there, and the people who were in the truck were actually.
So yeah, man.
Yes, I have
that. It's very fun. I enjoy it, and plus, it's almost like what I'm doing here, just reporting the fucking news. Yeah. Oh, you're muted.
I just said interesting. Very interesting.
So,
I like that.
It's pretty cool. I don't see a lot of other servers doing the news like that, but it's actually pretty cool.
I would say if I was doing some type of an RP in a game that was kind of like modded off of something like GTA 5 or whatever, like that's pretty fucking cool. Like even the fact that you had like a newscast, you had like an end screen, like showing the blood stains, like that's pretty fucking innovative, dude. Like, good job.
Listen,
like,
man.
That's pretty cool, man.
Listen, man. I love what I do here. I should have just been a journalist. I should have just been a journalist,
dude. I'll tell you what, man. As somebody that at one time fancied themselves a freaking high school English teacher and possibly a journalist, I don't think I want to be a journalist in today's world because it's not journalism anymore. Nobody's reporting just straight news. Like, just when I was in journalism in high school.
Oh. Whoa.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow, what a technical difficulty filled day, guys. My God.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is what happens. This is what happens, man. These are the chances you take going live. But you know what I don't see out there, John? I don't see a lot of other shows going live. And you know what else I don't see? I don't see a lot of other shows doing like video and actually trying to like bring like a whole entertainment show to the masses. And you know what we do? We do that.
And while we're talking about entertainment, I want to shout out your boy.
Oh, Wayner.
Yeah, man. I want to shout him out. I actually want to talk about that real quick. I got the logo up right here. You, me, and Lore.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm to be honest with you. Okay, so to start off, I like lore. I like a good story. That's what intrigues me into a video game, a movie, a comic book. Because if the lore is there, I mean, because like without a background sense of what's going on in the world around there, you know, there's no story. Look at Dune. Okay, we know that Dune is like this giant mass of lore,
right?
You know,
right?
And your boy, you know, I'll let you take it off. Your boy covers it.
Yes, that's like so. So this is a podcast. This gentleman and a couple of his friends. I went to ALC in the Army. That's Advanced Leadership Course. So when you're a sergeant getting ready to become a staff sergeant in the Army, you get to go to this cool NCO academy called fucking ALC. And Staff Sergeant Wayner was in ALC with me, and we did a lot of hanging out. We had a lot of good times, and hell yes. And well, he decided with a couple of his friends to do a podcast, and what their podcast is about is it's about video games, but it's not about the video games themselves. It's about the lore and the storylines basically that surround whatever that video game is that you're playing. Okay, so they've done 3 episodes now on Halo. I believe their latest episode is their last episode on Halo.
Oh, they just released part 4 yesterday.
Is it part 4 of Halo?
Yep.
Okay, so there's now 4 episodes on fucking Halo by itself. So this is a brand new podcast. They are on Spotify. I definitely want to give them a shout out. You, me, and Lore. Okay, so if you're into video games, you're into like the world storylines, like the worlds that the video games exist in. This is the podcast for you. So fucking check it out. All right. Brandon on that show is a buddy of mine from the Army. He's an infantryman. All right. And he's a good dude. Do you know they gave us a shout out on one of their shows? Did you know that?
Do you know what episode it was? Because
it was in the 3rd episode.
Fantastic. I have to say, man, dude, this is good for podcasting. I just want to put that out there right now. I agree. This is different, you know, because you got comedy podcasts, you got video game podcasts, you have the only military and gaming podcast in the world over here, and then you have You, Me, and Lore, which, you know, it's so important to talk about the backgrounds of these universes, or in some cases these IPs, you know, because these are, after all, big IPs, and you know, there's so much story behind it. Who would have ever thought that Carmen Sandiego, a game that was out almost 30 years ago, probably even more than that.
It was 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago.
It was 30 years ago.
Okay?
Thank you.
Who would ever thought that Carmen Sandiego would have the lore that it has now? The Magic School Bus.
Yep.
You know, Cuphead.
Sure. I don't know what that is, but sure. What's Cuphead?
Cuphead is one of the hardest and stupidest fucking video games of all time. And when I say stupid, I say stupid because it makes me angry that I can't beat the first fucking level of the game. Okay, you're tossing carrots at people. It's
those are the stupidest. When you can't beat it, and it fucks you so bad that you're just like, stupid.
And this is a simple cartoon game.
Why does other people like this game? I can't beat it. Game's stupid.
This is a simple cartoon game. You know, it's a cartoon like made back like in the 30s or the 40s, and it's a side scroller, and you're shooting carrots, pea balls and shit and stuff like that, and you're fighting a big Venus flytrap, a carrot the size of a building.
See, maybe that's why I'm so fucking unhappy with like entertainment. I'm just pissed off that everybody else enjoys it and I don't.
You actually, I think. Well, the thing about Cuphead is that Cuphead is for the adults. Cuphead is very dark. They have a song
How
about
so?
dancing with the. They actually the whole. I think the whole premise of the game is that the cup is like his sold his soul to the devil or something like that. Cuphead and Mugman.
I can get down with that shit.
Yeah, it's something like that. But they actually have a cartoon. They actually have a cartoon about it, which my kids love it.
Huh.
You know,
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I would highly suggest to dive into the Cupman world and check it out. Do I have a sound bite for Cuphead? Come on, give me a Cuphead.
Knockout!
Thank you.
Good day for a swell battle.
Yeah.
Nothing?
Yeah. You didn't hear him?
No, I don't hear it. I didn't hear
Oh
it.
shit! Whoops, my bad. You're gonna fire me today. Well, anyways, let's get on with some news. We'll get on with the gaming news because we have a fuck ton of military news to go through today.
Fuck yeah.
So the first thing we got, Ubisoft announces Project Q.
Okay.
So they're saying they wanted to make sure to let people know that this is not a battle royal game.
Okay.
And that it's just a regular PvP experience where you own the battlefield, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know what to say about it. You know, there's really nothing about it. It's called Introducing Codename Project Q, a team battle arena letting players truly own the experience. The game is in early development, and we will keep testing. So for now, all you can do is register for upcoming tests.
I would say, fuck Ubisoft. Fucking, what do we got next? I don't trust that company fucking any farther than I can see them.
It sucks for you because we have more Ubisoft news
Oh,
here.
great. Are you? Is the next part of the Ubisoft news like news that you can give in about 30 seconds with me not here? So Daddy, chill. So that I can relieve myself.
Well, this one actually be pretty quick. Actually, this one is just saying that the Ghost Recon franchise is being delayed because there's some internal problems there. There's some internal issues which resulted in games like Far Cry, Assassin's Creed getting pushed back. So you know,
blah blah blah. Ubisoft is fucking failing. Big fucking surprise. The multinational corporate conglomerate is fucking failing you as the customer. Blah blah blah. What's next?
What's next? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, what do we got for this?
Playtesting starts next week, apparently.
Are you gonna sign up for it?
No, because it's only for a specific region.
Okay.
And I believe it's only a developer's test. So
okay.
That's all I have on that.
Okay, good.
So hopefully next week we should have some leaks.
Maybe.
You know, and another thing with Call of Duty, Warzone 2 is coming out. This may actually bring me back, and are we going to see Jay and John back in the battlefield? Is this something that may sound interesting to you, especially because Modern Warfare 2 sounds like a promise, okay? And Warzone 2 is rumored to have a South American feel in the favelas, in a foresty environment. So, I mean, this sounds good. I think I'm sick and tired of playing these godforsaken fucking World War II fucking games, you know, but you know, it's even got me yawning. So yep. And then so the next thing we have, and this is actually, you know what, I'll talk about the MetaQuest. The MetaQuest, which is actually it kind of actually upsets me, this whole scenario here, because I had just bought my MetaQuest just a couple weeks ago. You know, great old birthday present from the homie, the wife. And days later, I'm seeing boxes of it now being called the Meta. It's now just Meta, which is actually completely bonkers to me. How they went from having it called Oculus to Meta, because now all the boxes say Meta on it. But
does it change what you got, or
it just changes the brand? That's it. It's just the name. That's it. It's no longer Oculus, which kind of upsets me, because Man, how do I?
I don't understand. I just don't. I think I'm just getting old. I think I'm just getting old. I don't. Everybody wants everything to be a brand or a goddamn tattoo or something that people can like wear a t-shirt of, or it's just so fucking fake.
Yeah. Well.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well. Anyways,
Fuck me.
here's some exciting news for the MetaQuest VR that's about to come out. First and foremost, the NFL Pro Era is the first officially licensed VR NFL game, and it will let you take your favorite team to the Super Bowl as a quarterback.
Okay.
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 It's officially licensed. The game actually looks good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been having a lot of technical difficulties, so I'm not gonna play the footage like I had planned before. I don't need any more fucking hiccups from this goddamn technology bullshit. So I'm gonna talk to you about it. It looks good. Okay, the graphics look great. You're actually playing with your favorite football teams, and you're the quarterback. I mean, what more could you ask for? Literally.
$10 million, some fucking hookers and blow.
Okay. Okay, that might be.
I
Could be done. Could be done. The next game that was actually announced during this time was The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. I haven't played it because of locomotion, stuff like that. I'm not ready to get into that stuff yet, but it's a Walking Dead game. You can only imagine what the fuck it is. Resident Evil 4 in VR, I heard is pretty crazy, but the two games that I'm super excited for are Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm inclined to like hear about that one.
Yeah, so I mean, it's exactly what you think it is. You have the whatever the fuck the thing is called, the little gun there. You're walking around with it, and you're fighting the ghosts. That's what the game is, and it's multiplayer. So you get to be a Ghostbuster with your friends. I think
that sounds fun as fuck.
I think that
like real talk, that sounds fucking cool.
Yeah, it does. I'm not even gonna lie about that. That sounds really fun, and I mean, one, it's a major IP that has major lore. Okay, we're talking. The movie just came out recently. This game is probably gonna be a hit. I think this game is gonna be a fucking hit, man, and I'm actually kind of excited to see what this could be. Now, the most hyped game that was talked about is Among Us in VR.
What do we got?
We've played Among Us, with the admins and stuff like that.
We have.
We like Among Us. It's fun. You're pointing the finger. It's really fun. But in VR, how much worse can it be? First off, the one concern that I have is locomotion. Is there going to be a teleport where I'll be able to move a little more easier? Jesus Islas asks, is there a VR for combat aircraft? Yes, there is. It's actually DCS, something combat simulator, digital combat simulator, and you actually fly in a modern day warplane and you're doing combat. If you're on PC and on VR, I highly suggest you play that game.
Hey, Jesus, thank you for chiming in, man. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to have you here, brother. Thank you very much.
Also, I actually believe War Thunder actually is compatible with VR, and I haven't played that one. I did play one aircraft game called Air Car. It's the motion sickness that gets me. But yeah, dude, check that out. DCS and World of Warplanes. I said World of Warcraft. Oh my God, no.
John, you. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you need to hold your hand out like this right now. Just hold your hand out. Okay, stop. No. Okay, no.
Next, we have. I think I'm going to be the only one excited about this one. All right.
What you got?
I think I'm going to be the only one excited about this one. There are 8 Star Wars game. Wait, is it set? It's like 7 or 8. Oh, he said StarCraft. StarCraft, I heard, is pretty good. I haven't touched that game yet. And also, if you want to play another VR supported combat flying game, and it's funny because we're talking about Star Wars. What the hell is the name of that fucking Star Wars plane game?
Rebel Squadron.
Rebel Squadron. Holy shit, Jay.
Yeah, that's because I grew up on that shit. Do you want to know what combat air simulator game I fucking played growing up on PC in the fucking like 19 goddamn 90s and shit? It was called Chuck Yeager's Air Combat.
Oh wow! Well, actually,
look that shit up.
I will
look that shit up.
The Star Wars game that I was just talking about is just called Squadrons, which I assume is just literally a fucking reboot.
I'll bet you little young bloods don't even know who fucking Chuck Yeager is, do you?
I don't know who Chuck Yeager is.
That's what I'm saying.
Was he a Star Wars fan?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
I mean,
he was the first fucking dude to break the sound barrier. God. If you don't know who Chuck Yeager is, dude, I got nothing for you. Okay,
hey, listen,
like
man,
that,
it ends
right there.
Listen, the only sound I know about is THX sound, which was provided there in the Star Wars movie. So that's where we're going here. All right. Now we have. I'm going to tell you right now. It looks like 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 Star Wars games.
Oh, fucking boy. More oversaturation of the market. I can't wait to not play all fucking 7 of them. Like I probably wasn't going to play all 7 of them anyway. John, tell me which ones you actually give a fuck about out of those 7, please.
Star Wars Hunters, I'm not too excited about. That's being made by Zynga. That's a free-to-play multiplayer game for Nintendo Switch and mobile devices. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be a shooter. I don't know. Star Wars Fallen Order sequel. I'm heavily excited for that game. I'm also excited to possibly see that this game may be connected to the Obi-Wan series that's about to come out next month for Disney Plus. And this has Dominic Monaghan, who was in Shameless. He was also the Joker in Gotham. He was fantastic as Cal Kestis in this game.
Who did he play in Shameless? I didn't realize that guy was in Shameless.
Who did he play in Shameless? What was his name? Ian.
Which brother was he? Brother was he?
He was the redhead brother who joined the army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who had his boyfriend Mickey, Mickey was the troublemaker. Oh my god, I know more about this show than I thought. Well, they were both troublemakers, okay? They were both troublemakers.
Yeah.
You know,
that's when you said Shameless, that gave me like a flashback to like 5 fucking years ago, dude.
So Dominic Monaghan is the star of Fallen Order, and to see him as a Jedi, I like to see, he came a long way as an actor, and it's nice to see him in the Star Wars universe, and a lot of people are hoping that we see him in the Obi-Wan TV series coming out soon.
I always look forward to different takes on different characters by different actors, especially as I'm getting older and I'm watching kind of like the new generation start taking over as far as like influence and culture and stuff like that.
Ian McGregor is a great Obi-Wan, and I can't wait to see him reprise the role.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that, because I remember I was 18 years old when episode 1 came out.
18 years old. Wow.
I was already 18 years old. I graduated high school the same year that episode 1 came out. I graduated high school in 1999. And I remember when they announced Ewan McGregor was playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, there was a big kind of hubbub about it because he didn't have Alec Guinness's look per se. He was still very young. Mind you, this is not Ewan McGregor that a lot of you young bucks have grown up with.
This is
you guys want to know where I was introduced? Do you want to know where I was introduced to Ewan McGregor? Fucking Train Spotting, bro. A fucking movie about fucking heroin. Where people are fucking so addicted to heroin they let a fucking baby like accidentally die in a crib.
And he ended up becoming Obi-Wan.
That's the dude that I knew as the fucking actor, and then they announced he was going to become Obi-Wan. And I remember there was a big, like, at the time, This is 1999, mind you. At the time, there was a big kind of hubbub about it in the fan community because it was like,
hello there.
This is going to be Obi-Wan, right? This is going to be Obi-Wan, and I want to say, like, I don't care what your feelings are on the prequels, the sequels, the Jequels, the fequels, and all the other fucking quels out there. Okay, Ewan McGregor fucking rocked it. Like he fucking has owned the goddamn character of Obi-Wan Kenobi the entire fucking time. I've been very, very impressed since I was a fucking senior in high school, literally. Okay, like however many fucking decades ago that was. All right, and I'm really, really kind of like pleased to see that he really stepped into the role and like carried it. And that's what I was saying. Like I'm always curious to see the next generation kind of step up and like give us their take on some of our more beloved characters that we've seen.
And this story.
If Hollywood's going to remake everything every fucking 20 years, well, then I want to see some new shit anyways, right? Like, let me see. If you're going to make the same fucking character 5 times over, fuck it. Like, let me see this guy's take on it. Right?
So this, if you guys don't know, this story actually takes place after episode 3, which, if you guys remember, Darth Vader became to be. So, and we're actually going to see Hayden Christensen reprise his role as Darth Vader, and we're going to see the two battle in the show.
In a video game?
No, this is a show that's coming out next month.
Okay, I apologize. I just got confused. I thought we were talking about like 7 different video games.
Oh yeah,
and now
no,
we're talking
but yeah,
about
we were talking about
What's the show? What's the show?
Kenobi.
Oh, it's just called Kenobi?
Yep, Kenobi with Ian McGregor.
No shit.
It takes place right after episode 3. Literally right after Darth Vader comes to be, it takes place right after that.
Well, seeing as how Disney just kind of shit all over the fucking canon and the storyline, like I'm going to be very curious to see how this fucking goes. But I know what I won't be disappointed in. I will not be disappointed in Ewan McGregor.
No,
because he has owned it. He's owned it.
He has. And, to get back into the games, here's one game that I'm not excited for because I didn't like the original one, Knights of the Old Republic remake. I don't think we need this. No, so many people are asking for it, but it's not. I'm not. That's a hot take.
I'll tell you what, brother. I'll give you Jay's hot take on not necessarily remakes, but just remasters. Maybe I played Full Throttle, which was made by LucasArts. It was a PC game back in the 90s called Full Throttle. Loved the shit out of that game when I was a teenager. Played the shit out of that game when I was a teenager, and I replayed it off of Game Pass, and I had a good time replaying it. But that's all I really had a good time with it for. It was just the nostalgia factor more than anything. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like I wasn't necessarily replaying it to get a better experience out of the game itself. I was replaying it to just go back through the levels and kind of just re-explore a world that I spent a lot of hours in, as a young man. And that's kind of like, that's what I did. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I'm not excited for this. The next one,
I agree with
you. The next one was Star Wars Eclipse. There's really not too much about this except that it takes place in the High Republic era, which I'm actually super excited for because we're talking about 200 years before the Phantom Menace. So I'm curious to see what that's about. Ubisoft is working on an untitled open-world Star Wars game. There's literally not much about this, but it will be an original Star Wars adventure that is different from anything that has been done before. An untitled Star Wars first-person shooter and strategy game. But if we're talking first-person shooter, we need Battlefront 3. I think that's what we want because Battlefront 2 does not work anymore. It is unplayable. Give us Battlefront 3. If that's what this is, that's what I'd like to see. And the last one is probably one of the most anticipated ones. What used to be called Star Wars 1313 was the story about the Mandalorian bounty hunter. That game was canceled and it's back to life, and it's coming back from Visceral Games. It takes Jabba the Hutt's supposed to be in it and stuff like that, and and if you guys don't know, make sure you play Lego Star Wars right now. And now, while we're here, we're done. You know what? Let's
what you got?
Let's jump into the military news.
Okay, let's
jump
do
into the
it.
military
Let's
news.
do it.
You,
Let's get my dick hard with some fucking sex and violence in the military. Let's do that shit.
All right, so the first thing here is sailors' families. Oh, hang on. Let me put this little graphic I got up here with all the military logos. There we go. Sailors' families seek answers about the Russian ship sinking, and it took the Russian military over a week to acknowledge the fact that one of their servicemen had died and 24 were missing after the Moskva sank. And the acknowledgement happened after families started reaching desperately for their sons, who they said served on the ship and did not come home. And relatives are posing sharp questions about Russia's initial statement that the entire crew was evacuated, which they stated that it was evacuated completely, and now these people are not coming home. So what the fuck is really going on?
I mean, I think we know what went on, right? Like the Moskva fucking sank, and a whole lot of sailors lost their lives that day. And when a country, specifically the government of a country, refuses to acknowledge lives lost because they want to save face for themselves, it really says a lot about how insecure they are in their positions of power that they have attained and achieved up to this point, and how close they are to fucking losing them forever. Because Ukraine is going to fucking win this war.
Yes, they are.
And by the way, I got bad news. I got really, really bad news. If you if you're currently of the Russian nationality and you're inhabiting areas that have names like Donbas or Crimea, Ukraine's coming. And I have a feeling that President Zelensky is not going to stop until those areas are reclaimed for the country of Ukraine, because those areas were part of the country of Ukraine for a long time. And they never stopped being a part of Ukraine until it became a problem for logistics for freaking Air Putin. Okay? If for whatever reason you live in Russia and this podcast is reaching you, I want to let you know your government is fucking lying to you. And you need to rise up and you need to fucking change them out. You guys got bad times coming your way. No one in the fucking world is scared of Russia anymore. No one's scared of your fucking nukes. You guys lost everything you have in the last 2 months. Yesterday was Saturday the 23rd. Saturday the 23rd of April, 2022 was the 60th day. 60th, 60. 2 months since you fuckheads and fucking invaded. And you haven't gotten shit for it yet, have you? Except a whole lot of fucking dead friends. What's it feel like fucking knowing your buddy's fucking rotting in a street in Ukraine? Like, what does that feel like? Like, your country didn't even care enough about your dead service members to fucking clean them up off the streets.
Emotional damage!
Man, it must suck. It must suck. In 2 months to go from a country that everybody was scared of to like, dude, I would grab like 5 of my homies right now and just go invade Russia myself, because Jesus Christ, are they even going to be able to fucking stop us? Are you kidding me? Like you guys have no fucking military. Like, your Spetsnaz, like these fucking like brutal fucking like damaging warriors for all these years with all the fucking propaganda, the Spetsnaz are laying dead in the fucking streets too. Just like the fucking conscripts with no fucking training.
Now we also have here, you're going to like this one, Jay.
Am I? Is it going to excite me as much as dead Russians in the streets of Ukraine?
It might be. This is actually super funny. U.S. Army parachute team, the Golden Knights, descended to National Park before a baseball game between the Washington Nationals and the Arizona Diamondbacks, right? And this was on 420. This was on 420.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, 420.
You know, and the U.S. Capitol was briefly evacuated after police said they were tracking an aircraft that poses a possible threat, but the plane turned out to be a military aircraft with people parachuting into the stadium for the game.
Wait, so okay, hold on.
Yeah,
so there was
break it down.
Okay, military aircraft dropping parachutists off for a ball game. Yes.
Which is not uncommon.
Not uncommon at all. But it created an alert that caused It created an alert that caused what now?
It caused the Capitol Police to evacuate the Capitol building immediately.
You're telling me that the fucking people at the Capitol didn't know there was going to be a military plane dropping parachutes off into a Washington Nationals game?
Yes. And the Federal Aviation Administration acknowledged on Friday that it failed to alert the Capitol Police about
Oh
the
my
jump.
fucking boring. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem with fucking bureaucracy. So for all the shit that I can talk about fucking Russia right now and all their fucking dead soldiers fucking stretched out in Ukrainian broad daylight pushing up fucking sunflowers with all the seeds in their pockets. Holy shit, how do you fuck that up? Like, you're
Did they think it was about to be Red Dawn in Washington, D.C. or something?
We're in the fucking nation's capital with the baseball team, and you got, I'm assuming, was it the Black Knights? Is that the Army's parachute?
It was the Black Knights, yep.
Black Knights, okay.
The Golden Knights.
Excuse me, Golden Knights. You're right. Excuse me, I fucked that up.
Their colors are black and gold.
Their colors are black. Yeah. The Golden Knights. Excuse me, Golden Knights. You're telling me a world-renowned parachuting team, i.e., the Golden Knights from the United States Army, were parachuting in to a public Major League Baseball stadium / event, i.e., baseball game, and it caused an evacuation of the Capitol. Is that what I'm?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. And the FAA has said, we deeply regret that we contributed to a precautionary evacuation of the Capitol complex and apologize for the disruption and feared experience for those who work there. We are taking immediate steps to ensure that we always coordinate well in advance with other agencies to avoid confusion over future aviation events in the Washington, D.C. area.
Do you want to know what I just heard when you read all that?
We fucked up.
We are deeply grateful that this was not the flagship of one of our carriers and carrier strike force groups in the Navy, like the Russians, because this kind of a logistical failure is completely common with the system that we use right now, because bureaucracy adds 15 layers of red tape and 14 flaming hoops for you to jump through before you can actually let anybody know anything. Maybe we should unfuck ourselves and actually act like we're capable in the ways that we are.
And for
fucking idiots, idiots.
And for the FAA to make a mistake like this, post 9/11 era America.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, it's to make a mistake like that is very poor on them. And
you're still making motherfuckers take their shoes off in airports.
Yeah.
And you didn't know the fucking United States Army Golden Knights parachuting team was parachuting from a military plane into a baseball stadium to the point that you had to evacuate people because you got fucking scared. Unfuck yourself. Unfucking fuck yourself. That is such a horrific failure of fucking logistics. You are a fucking failure. I hope you lose your fucking job. I hope you lose your fucking pension.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I mean, this is a fireable offense. This is a very major fireable offense, you know?
Fuck that, dude. Dude, I hope that dude's fucking I hope whoever's in charge of that shit is on fucking food stamps next month.
Oh,
fuck
shit.
you, dude. It's like your only fucking job is to protect the fucking nation's capital, and you didn't even know one of our own fucking planes was dropping off our own fucking soldiers into a fucking baseball stadium? Like, what else do you do? What is your fucking job? What if we were actually fighting?
Yeah.
What if another 9/11 happened?
This
you are
is very
fucking
true.
Failing. You're a fucking failure. Complete fucking failure. Fuck you.
It's definitely
Fuck
a major...
you ain't keeping shit safe. I might as well just fucking go out fucking naked in Afghanistan and take my fucking chances with people like you watching my back. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
There's definitely a threat to national security. Now,
with people like that on the fucking watch, there sure fucking is. No shit.
Yep. And now the final military news that I have here is really great. Something I didn't expect at all. I didn't expect this shit at all. But you shouldn't choose between having a career and family. The Army approved sweeping new parenthood policies, and these policies are amazing. Major Sam Winkler said, "We want to normalize parenthood in the military." Who worked on the new Sam Winkler, who worked on the new policies and serves on the 4th Cavalry Brigade, 1st Army Division East, told reporters, "It should be celebrated and encouraged, and you shouldn't choose between having a career and family." Through my experiences, before I get to what the changes are, my own personal experience where they promote family first, and this is and I'm not talking about this is everywhere in the Army. In some units, in some chains of commands are a little, little less nice than some of them, and some of them, to be honest with you, some of them don't really give a fuck about what your family life is or what you got going on in your life. And now, and again, this is not Army wide or military wide. This is it happens in specific different units in the military. And through my experiences, I felt that my career had to be chosen over my family at times. And, I was a cook, whatever, cooks were very much needed. But at the same time, I felt like, because I was in that DFAC anywhere between 8 to sometimes 11 to 12 hours a day sometimes. You're working on like a salary schedule. You're not there hourly, you are there, as we've said before, you are there in the needs of the Army.
That's correct.
That's what your contract says.
Right. That's exactly what it says. That's correct.
I mean, and in saying that, there are times where I missed a lot of moments with my family, FRG events, Christmas moments, and I will say I haven't deployed, so I have been lucky enough to spend those holidays with my family. But there were certain events that I had to miss.
That doesn't mean you didn't miss that. Like for anybody that serves, like when I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we touched on this. Like we're not here to gatekeep. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not. John, you didn't deploy. I did. Like big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Like are we still friends? Do we still love each other as homies? Like, okay,
we're
so like
each other's assholes off every 168 hours.
Oh my God, can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine if we were like in person, dude? It would just be like a game.
Yeah, so
yeah, it'd be gay as fuck, dude. But the point is, like, I will believe it when I see it. How about that?
Yeah, and in saying this, I mean, I've seen some families find ways to balance their time.
Make it work.
To be honest with you, I've seen a lot of infantry families really make it work. I'm not even gonna lie, I
mean, that's.
Everyone has different experiences, but I know
without getting entirely crazy too personal on this podcast. I know we get personal sometimes, like here and there, but we do kind of play characters on the show. So when we do get personal, it's kind of half cocked, so to speak. But one of the reasons I'm out of the Army right now and not still serving is because of my family situation, and that's one of those things where. When I see news like this, I like the direction the news is going, right? Like
where it ends up is a different story.
Where it ends up, how the Army implements it, how like you very, very, very lucidly stated which units decide to implement it or give a fuck about it, right?
Yeah.
That's like the Army's policies always live or die at the unit level.
Yeah.
When you had, let's talk about real quick. Let's segue to the new Army PT test, the ACFT.
Yeah.
They took out the leg tuck, right? Because 40% of the Army or some dumb fucking number, whatever they came up with, couldn't do one fucking leg tuck, right? Not one. Yet the Army changed their PT manual around the time I was on my first deployment in 2011, 2012. When I came back in 2012, we were doing drills, PT drills on the climbing bars, on the pull-up bars.
Yeah.
That directly dealt
sides.
And specifically the ones where you swing your legs over the thing. And there's a couple drills like that. And there's drills where you bring your knees up. There's knee tucks in there. And they were in the PT manual in 2011, bro. 2012. They were in the PT manual. 7-22. It's in there. They're called guerrilla drills, man. Like, people in the Army it's not that people in the Army weren't able to do one leg tuck. It's that the fucking commanders at the unit levels, whether it's fucking brigade, battalion, company, God forbid if it got as far down as fucking platoon.
Yeah.
Ignored their own policies, ignored their own fucking regulations, and just did their own PT. And so when the Army made leg tucks part of the PT test, look at how many people just utterly fucking failed.
Yeah.
Even though you can go back to a fucking PT manual from literally a goddamn decade ago.
Yeah.
And those fucking drills are in there.
And this was the time
They're
when I
all
came
there.
in. This is the time when I came in. I remember that manual.
I only had a couple years under my belt myself. I came in 2010. I'm not, even though I'm old enough to have gone in the early days.
Yeah.
I didn't join until 2010. So, it's one of those things where, like, I was, you and me, John, were considered like new Army when we came in, right?
No, you're absolutely right.
We were called new Army. And
You
when
were just transitioning from pickle suits to to the ACUs.
Yep.
ACUs,
I graduated basic with a pickle suit. I went to more than one battalion ball, whatever function in my pickle suit. Like, I had the pickle suit for long enough that I had to change it. I had to, like, do shit to it a couple times before the blues came in.
Yeah.
And it's all that aside, point being, if you don't follow your own regulations and policy, or you give your local commanders enough leeway that they can just flat out ignore stuff, no shit, you're going to have a fucking problem like 10 years later when you're like, well, here's this part of the PT test. Well, why can't anybody do it? It's been in the fucking reg for 10 years. Oh, but wait, we gave the fucking local commanders power to fucking just say, fuck you, we're not doing that for PT today for the last 10 years. Well, no shit, everybody in the fucking Army failed. No fucking shit. Again, with the bureaucracy, the red tape, the flaming hoops, blah, 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 blah. What's next, John?
Yeah. Well, we're still in the same story. Like, I would like to see. So I've said in my experience that some units, some of your chain of command, they promote family first, but sometimes it doesn't happen all the time. But again, you are contracted for the needs of the Army.
That's correct.
But what it says here, to ensure at least one parent is home with their child, all soldiers who give birth are excused for 1 year after delivery from all duty that exceeds one normal duty day. That covers deployments, field training, including combat training center rotations, any training events away from a soldier's home station, and temporary duties. The 1 year deferment from long-term duties to non-birth parents as necessary in soldiers undergoing fertility treatment according to the Army's new policy. And soldiers still lactating and breastfeeding after a year will be granted an extension to be excused from deployments and training events where lactation accommodations cannot be guaranteed.
Let me tell you something, John. I got out of the Army last October. Like, I'm dipping my toes into the waters of the civilian world, man. And I've been waiting so long to say this because when I was still in, and especially, at the rank that I eventually made it to, wasn't the highest rank in the world, but I had some rank, I had some rank, right? I've been waiting so long to say this. And there's even a meme for it.
I didn't know there was
fine.
I didn't know there was a second part to that button.
Oh no, you're fine. That was totally cool. That was fine.
The shit out of me.
Goddamn, John, John, you gotta hang out with me some more, dude. Like,
You need to frighten me up a little bit.
I gotta stiffen you up a little bit, but that's okay. I've been waiting so long to say this, and now that I'm officially civilian and I can say it with impunity, there's a meme for it. It's Will Ferrell and fucking Anchorman. And when I hear you say what the Army wants to do with this shit and what the soldier are supposed to be allowed to do, I'm just gonna hold up a fucking pencil and say, I don't fucking believe you. I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
I'll fucking believe it when I fucking see. I'm from fucking Missouri. Show me, motherfucker. I don't believe you. That's like I have never seen even in the best units that I was in during my time, my almost 12 years. Goddamn, 2 different MOSs, multiple different units, multiple different battalions. I will fucking believe that shit when I see it.
I agree.
I don't believe you.
They keep saying it's a huge thing to improve quality of life.
It sounds great. That would be
sounds great,
it
but that's the
great.
key. It sounds great.
Sounds great. Sounds great. I don't believe you. I don't fucking believe you.
Yep.
You're gonna fuck it. You're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna fuck it up, Army.
Yeah, man, and yeah, man, that's it for today, man. We're gonna throw out the shout outs real quick, guys. Make sure you fucking check out You, Me, and Lore. I know I'm gonna be going to work. I had a 4-day weekend this weekend, so I was doing a lot of listening. A lot of new stuff. I actually rode a bike for the first time in 10 years the other day too, which
no way, dude. How was that?
My ass hurts.
All good, man.
My fucking
all
ass
good.
hurts, but big shout out to them. Thank you for the shout out. You're gonna suck me into your show because I'm a slut for lore. That's one.
Good.
So,
I hope you enjoy it, and I really do. Like, I'm looking like Wayne, me and Brandon, like, and there was a couple of other guys, and we'll probably get into that next week when we have Brandon on as a guest next week, but. Me and Brandon spent 45 days together at Fort Benning, and that's how we know each other. And
Fort Benning,
home of the infantry, huh? So me and him, like, we have a little bit of history, and in person it was not a lot of history. But what happens to me, and what's happened with the advent of social media, and as I've grown older, is I love watching people from afar. And Brandon is such a genuine individual, and he is such a bad motherfucker, dude. And he's one of those guys that's very non-assuming. Like, to look at him, you're gonna say, like, okay, right? But the stuff that comes out of his mouth, where you're just like, I can't fucking say shit about that. You're totally right. You're dead ass. Like, I got no fucking argument, right? The shit that comes out of this dude's mouth, dude, like, it's spot on. He's extremely intelligent. He's very, very lucid, extremely lucid, and he will, as is in true fashion with anybody that wears a blue cord. I fucking hope, because if it's not, you need to take the motherfucker off. In true keeping with fucking the wearers of the blue cord, he'll fucking tell you, like, right to your face, like, nah, dude, that's not fucking how it is. No, and let me tell you how it is and how it's gonna be, right? Cool. That's fucking Brandon, and I'm looking forward to having him on because. I like to see other sides of the guys that I fucking slang and bang with. You know what I'm saying, dude? And spending 45 days, a month and a half of my life drinking fucking Yingling and fucking howling at the moon with this cat, dude. Like, when I saw he had a podcast, dude, I was like, no fucking way. I was like, checking it out. And I was like, oh, and it's about fucking video games. Oh,
here we are.
And not only is it about video games, it's about fucking the lore behind the world you're playing the video game in. It's not even some fucking bullshit like, like everybody's got a video game podcast. We got a video game podcast, right? What are they doing differently, right? And they immediately answered the question with, they're going into the lore. The lore. And that's what fucking, I was like, dude, that's my boy right there. That's the dude I fucking drank a 6-pack of Yingling for 45 nights straight with. That's the guy right there.
I love
That's him. And I'm so proud. I've been so proud watching him from afar, over these ensuing several years since then, and watching him like just culture and develop into this like massive fucking badass, with a dick that fucking like drags fucking 8 feet behind him. You know what I mean? When he walks down hallways. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, that's the Brandon I fucking know and love.
And I will say, I'm excited to pick his brain to see what some of his favorite lores are. And
fuck yes,
because that's something. That's, I mean, like I said earlier, lores are important. Lores are important in the story. That's how you bring these characters. I mean, shit. I have lore in my head for a own story that I wrote in my head like 10 years ago that doesn't even exist. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure,
You
for
know,
sure,
but you know,
absolutely.
before we say, you know,
Goodbye.
I just want to give a big shout out, you, me, and Lore, the Paleo Giant, 80s Babies Gaming, Blaze Online. Check out the Norse Mandalorian. Check out Diamond Rock RP. Check out 5M servers. Fucking check out your deli down the block, even if they charge you $6 for a gallon of milk. Today is my final thought today. And
It is.
the one thing that I like about doing these final thoughts is that we never go by a script. You know, we go by a format, but we never go by a script. So I think it's important to tell, we may stumble on our words sometimes, but at least you know that the things that we're saying are coming from the heart. You know, and speaking from the heart is something that we need to learn how to do to each other. You know, I just had myself an experience where someone I was playing video games with, me and him are no longer talking because, you know, they want to mix reality with fantasy. And, you know, and that's not cool, you know, and, you know, you have to learn how to speak to people through the heart and not learn how to take it up the ass sometimes, because that could lead to dangerous things. You know, that could lead to a whirlwind of internal emotions on both parties.
Sure.
You know, on both parties. And, you know, apologies can be made, and sometimes people don't compromise, and sometimes people do. But what I'm trying to say is don't push the envelope. You know, be there for your friends, but don't force yourself on them. Because, yes, we talk about always talk to your friends, give them a call. But one thing that we should always keep in mind, too, that some people don't like to be pushed. And when they're ready to talk, they're ready to talk. You know, and you know,
100%.
You know, and you know, we're going through, you know, and it's not a different theme, guys. You know, it's the same theme, but different tactics. You know, because you know, having, you know, you need a different tactic for a different set of person. You know, I may handle you differently than I handle, you know, our friend Joe. Which actually I forgot to ask you something. I'll ask it next week, and yeah, you know, we may handle, you know, one person. We handle people differently, and you have to know the limits of how to handle that person before you drive them off the deep end.
That's correct. That is correct. And because it's so easy to forget sometimes that everybody is dealing with their own shit. We get so wrapped up inside our own little bowl full of spaghetti inside of our heads that we forget this person I'm seeing, and that person I'm seeing, and this person that I love, and this person that is like my husband, my wife, my significant other, my whatever, also has all of these goddamn feelings, and they have their own goddamn bowl full of spaghetti up here too. Like, we forget that other people have their own entire fucking worlds going on. Like, imagine how you feel at any given moment in your own head right now, and multiply that by like 7.9 fucking billion people, right? Like, everybody else has the same shit. Like, as much as we are unique and individual snowflakes in this world, we're also fucking like one in a big giant fucking pot, and we're all the fucking same, right? So go ahead, John. I apologize.
No, of course. It's always good to have that input because it's true. So, guys, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling like you're pushed and you don't want to talk to anybody, if you don't want to talk to your friends, if you don't want to talk to us, it's okay. But call 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK. Okay, you could go on google.com and you could call them from your browser. You could chat with them from your browser. You could text them. You know, there's different ways to go about it. I have like hair coming like touching my nose and it's tickling me. I'm so sorry. And you know, this is a very serious situation, guys. You know, the number is still 22 a day, and it's only up to us to bring it down. Jay, every 168 hours, you know, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you once again for coming by. Thank you for those who came by. You know, every week you guys are the best. And yeah, can't wait for the next episode. We're gonna have Brandon from Me, You, and Lore on next week.
That's right.
You know, we're gonna dive into some lore. We're gonna dive into some lore. So, you know, you got anything else to say before the?
Yeah, sure. I just want to encourage everybody to have a good week ahead. Keep your fucking heads on a swivel. All right. We expect to see you in another 168 hours. All right. We don't ask here at DD214 Gaming. We don't ask you for 24 hours. We don't ask you for 5 minutes. We're asking you for a whole fucking week. I want to see you next week. And when you see me next week, I'll give you another week and you can go from there. All right. We love you. Fucking John, thank you so much, dude. Like, it's always a pleasure. You're the man, motherfucker. All right. I guess we'll fucking see you guys next time.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.